Hi everybody, it's Craig here from CRS Editorial. So those who were here for my last insight may remember that I showed you the different ways that an editor and proofreader works on a document and the suggestions that they can put forward and how. This time I'd like to talk to you about what makes good copy when trying to attract clients. Each and every one of us will no doubt realise the power, the importance and the influence that words can play, be it in marketing, business proposals, introductions, whatever it is. The words you use and the copy you produce can really make the difference and hopefully turn those quick scrollers and prospective customers into engagers and actual customers. So, what makes good copy? And we all operate in different industries, but in my mind, the rules remain the same. I'd just like to share some information and just a slide detailing a few of the points. Once you've watched this presentation, should you have any questions, then please do get in touch. I shall just share my screen now, and then you can see. So, what makes good copy? Identifying your market. Big one to start with. Understand who you are talking to. Look to answer those pain points that we always hear about in business. And when you've written what you think you are happy with, step away and then revisit it later. You may have thought of other things or wish to change how you phrased a certain section. Put yourself in the shoes of the customer. Would you engage with your business based on the text that they have in front of them? Always have in mind the who, the what, the how. The right words. It goes without saying really, but I'll say it anyway. It obviously helps to use the right words. Consider using you and your instead of we and I. Is your language too direct? Or is it warm, friendly, and therefore promoting engagement and inquiry? What keywords could you use that feed into the issue of the client, but that are not unnecessarily confusing? This leads me nicely onto the next point. Ditch the jargon. How often do you talk to people who speak in acronyms and you're left wondering what they're referring to? I had an example just last week. Get rid of the jargon because ultimately it won't impress people. We all have abbreviations for things, but we don't need to go public and confuse people with science. There's simply no need for jargon in copywriting. Why would you want to put an obstacle in the way of clear communication? Because it wastes your time and their time as well, the person reading it. Problem solving. How can you and your business solve another person's problem? How can you present solutions to something that may have been holding up production or delaying the advancement of someone's business? White space. Now this, in my opinion, should be everybody's friend. How many times have you been presented with similar lengths of text and chosen the one with returns and new paragraphs, as opposed to the full manuscript with zero white space that's just endless text? Attention spans are getting smaller and smaller, so again, make your time and space count. Just write what you need to write, and do so in short sentences and paragraphs, and get rid of the superfluous. Storytelling. Who doesn't like a story? From a young age, we love the intrigue, the character, the narrative. Why does it need to be any different in business? A good story sells and it's engaging. Think of posts that you may have seen on social media. So say on LinkedIn, for example, when there's a story, a gripping opening, does it engage you more than an outright salesy and frankly outdated message? Always remember to tell the story. Finally, AI. It's what everybody's talking about. My message here would be personal. Don't rely solely on AI. Hit the right note with your prospective customers by finding out what will help them and what will lead to increased productivity in their business. Ultimately, do your homework. Many people are becoming lazy with their words because of so-called solutions offered by AI. Yes, of course, there are elements of AI that can be beneficial to every one of us, but please don't rely solely on AI and the likes of ChatGPT. Let me give you an example. Let's say all of us were writing a solution-focused piece aimed at helping a particular company overcome its current issues. We'd all do our homework. Of course we would. But imagine this organization received everyone's proposal and all were pretty much the same. That's the danger, in my mind, with using AI-generated content. It's lazy. It lacks personality. It lacks that bespoke nature and that full understanding, and therefore the trust that a company who is seeking a solution you offer wants to develop ahead of collaboration. Therefore, be original. That is probably the biggest takeaway from this. So please choose wisely before deciding to go solely down the path of ChatGPT. I appreciate the values of being able to get started on writing. So the likes of this can give you a starting point if you are struggling, but I would suggest approaching it with caution, because if your opening gambit isn't on the money, there's a high chance your perspectives will quickly scroll on by or click away. I hope that little brief introduction to the different parts of what makes good copy has been helpful. And yes, as I mentioned, if you have any questions, then you can contact me in a number of ways. My email address, for starters, is craig@crseditorial.co.uk. If you'd like a one-to-one or to find out more about any of this, then I'd love to find out more about your business. Thank you very much for listening.